Who knew a beggar would save the kingdom? A kingdom once stretched across golden valleys and flowing rivers. It was rich in culture. Families lived in peace under wide, open skies. Children played in busy streets. Markets buzzed with laughter from morning to night. Then disaster struck. Crops failed. Wheat and barley fields dried up and crumbled in farmers' hands. Food ran out. Granaries emptied from rats and rot. Market stalls stood bare. Even the river fish died. Families survived on roots and scraps. Fires went cold in their homes. People grew angry and blamed the king. They feared their children would starve. One night, the king couldn't sleep in his grand chamber, carved with dragons and stars. He dressed like a common man and walked alone into the dark city streets. He expected shouting or begging. Instead, he saw a hungry beggar sitting in the shadows. The man's eyes looked hollow, yet sharp, like someone who had seen many battles coming. The king stepped closer. The beggar looked straight into his eyes. No fear, no anger, just steady truth. The king felt small under that gaze. He asked, "If you ruled tomorrow, what would you fix first?" The beggar held his stare and replied calmly, "Stop building palace walls. Feed the people who protect you." The king laughed at first, but the words struck him hard, like a powerful blow. Back in his palace, the beggar's words echoed in his mind. At dinner, servants brought roast meat, sweet fruits, and wine. Far too much food. He pushed the plate away, thinking of the empty hands outside. In his grand bed, he couldn't sleep. The silk sheets felt wrong. Every sound reminded him of hunger. The beggar's face appeared in his thoughts, sad, but not angry. By morning, he understood. The real problem wasn't enemies or wars. It was ignoring the people who kept him king. He broke down. "What have I done? How could I be so blind?" he cried. Tears streamed down his face. He wept for hours, shaking with shame. There was no time to waste. He summoned his chief finance minister at once. Open the palace food stores, rice, barley, dried fruit. Cut taxes in the poorest regions. Send officials into the streets to listen. The minister panicked. "Your Majesty, the treasury will suffer. We may empty it." The king replied firmly, "Then what of my kingdom? What of the children suffering in fear?" The minister saw the truth in his eyes. He bowed. "Your command, my king." Food carts rolled out daily. Hunger slowly faded. Anger turned into loyalty. Fields grew green again, but the king knew the truth. A beggar's simple words saved the kingdom. 1 year later, the king rode through the city on his royal procession. Banners waved. People cheered. Then he saw him, the same beggar, sitting in the same shadows. The king stopped his horse. He stepped down and walked toward him. The crowd fell silent. "You saved my kingdom," the king said, his voice heavy with emotion. "Take this gold, land, palaces, wherever you desire." The beggar looked up with the same steady eyes. "I spoke truth, not for gold. Keep your gift and feed one more family instead." The king bowed his head. The beggar rose and disappeared into the shadows. The crowd erupted in cheers, and the king learned a lesson he would never forget, that sometimes you listen to the smallest voices. They carry the greatest warnings.